I first begin by acknowledging the traditional landowners and custodians of the land on which we gather here today. We pay our respects to the elders of the past, present, and future. I acknowledge every one of you that are here today, particularly throughout the discussions in the last 2 days. Thank you for your time, thank you for your dedication, and thank you for giving the time to actually come and share all the learnings, all the experiences we have, because it not only encourages all of us in the room, it does give us innovative ideas on how to do ours better or improve, or even some of us to start. So thank you for your time. Thank you for to our donor partners who have enabled this Talanoa session to progress and into our last day today. Our development agencies, civil societies, representatives from the schools and universities, farmer organizations. Without the farmers, we wouldn't be here. We need to eat to live. So thank you, farmers, researchers and community leaders, our development partners who have traveled from across the Pacific and beyond to be part of this important gathering. I am standing here today on behalf of my host, the Vice Chancellor of the University, who actually coined who developed theory of Talanoa, okay? Professor Unalisina Bamba. So I'm wearing that hat today, big shoes to fill, but I hope I will do due diligence to her work and what I'm required to present today. Again, Pacific greetings to everybody. Thank you to all of you that are here representing your countries, representing the culture, representing the different disciplines that are seated here today. Your presence does reflect the commitment, regional commitment, to improving our children, strengthening our food systems, and shaping a healthier and more resilient Pacific future. Now, because we are talking about food system, we are also talking about threats, climate threats. I come from that space in climate change, and I am very careful when I talk about the word resilient. Particularly, we know that in climate change we have to be a resilient community, but it has that other side. When you are being too resilient, one of the things that's important, particularly to the health people, like people from the health industry, your mental health is very important. Okay? And one of the goals from those in that space, in the mental health space, without mental health, there is no health. It's something that I normally teach my children, my students rather, when we're talking about the definition of health. Without this, you're not there. So resilient comes as, a word that actually shows that we are very strong. At the same time, you can actually be burdened, you be hiding or suppressing, those feelings. So I'm very careful when I use the word resilient. So pardon me when I'm reading, some of us, just can't read it. But when I'm using the word resilient, at the back of your mind, please also be conscious of how you use the word. I'm using it here in the space of climate change. At the same time, I'm conscious of that. So this Talanoa session, this Talanoa gathering is deeply significant. It does bring us together from all sectors, okay? And again, the priority is our children. At the Fiji National University, we believe that the food security, nutrition, education, sustainability, and resilience are not isolated issues. They are interconnected pillars of national and regional development. It's strongly reflected in Fiji's National Development Plan, prioritizing improved health outcomes, strengthening food and nutrition security, sustainable agriculture, climate resilience, human capital development, and inclusive economic growth. Now, these priorities are deeply aligned with the aspirations of the 2050 strategy for the Blue Pacific continent, which calls for a resilient, sustainable, and people-centered Pacific region grounded in collective action and Pacific-led solutions. And the school system sits at the center of these ambitions. When we invest in healthy, accessible, and culturally grounded school food systems, we are investing in education, outcomes, public health, livelihoods, environmental sustainability, and national resilience. Across the Pacific, we continue to face complex and evolving food system challenges. Many of our communities experience double burdens. We have malnutrition, we have micronutrient deficiencies, exist alongside rising rates of obesity and non-communicable diseases. At the same time, climate change, urbanization, economic pressures, and growing dependence on imported processed foods continue to reshape our food environments and threaten traditional food systems. Despite all these challenges, the Pacific remains rich in knowledge, resilience, and culture and innovation. Our traditional food systems, our indigenous knowledge, and our communal values continue to offer powerful lessons on sustainability, well-being, and resilience. As Pacific people, we understand the importance of connections to our oceans, connections to our land, our communities, okay? And our culture does embody all that. I want to take us, because we are talking about the health-promoting schools that's coming out of most of the discussions and most of the presentations that has happened in the past 2 days, I want to take us back to the Healthy Island vision. In the Healthy Island vision, the Healthy Island is actually a setting approach that came out of the Health Promotion Ottawa Charter. Healthy Islands was applicable to the island settings, particularly in the Pacific, because we didn't have big cities. And we are mostly islands, small island nations. The Healthy Island visions, the first vision of the Healthy Island was on children. Okay, children are nurtured in body and mind. That came first. The Healthy Island vision was actually coined by environmental health officers, environmental health gurus, and I'm proud because I'm one of them. And we just, right now we only have one surviving member of the team that actually put this together. Mr. Nafutalali, we just lost Salah's dad. Salah is with us. His dad was one of those gurus that coined the Healthy Island. So if you really look at it, it's more environmental related, environmental theme, because it was coined by these gurus. And we only have one surviving member of those that put that together. The Healthy Island vision was children are nurtured in body and mind, environments invite learning and leisure, people work and age with dignity, ecological balance is a source of pride, and the ocean which sustains us is protected. So it was coined most to the islands, to the Pacific Islands mostly, because we depend on the sea. And we were always looking, the elders in our communities, in the Pacific communities, prepare our children for the future. So everything that actually centers around communities in the Pacific is for the future. And we tie that particularly to the children. So thank you for creating or initiating this Pacific School Food Talanoa. I also mentioned about the Blue Pacific vision. The 2050 Healthy Island Vision, which was actually designed last year. Last year, the Healthy Island celebrated the 30th year of when it was developed. So what they did at the Pacific Health Ministers meeting, they clubbed the last three: the ecological balance, people working and aging with dignity, and the ocean protected. They coined the three as ecological balance restored through clean energy, sustainable food systems, and climate-smart infrastructure. Oceans that sustain us is protected and wisely governed. And they added two more, which is again in draft. Integrating health systems, digitally connected. We want, because we are small islands, we want to learn from each other across the Pacific. And we wanted to share the stories across so that we actually, and that was actually the vision of the Healthy Island, sharing stories and learning from one another. Innovative, culturally grounded health systems leave no one behind, supported by multi-sectoral collaboration. Everybody in the room is included. And the Pacific communities are resilient to pandemics, disasters, and global shocks. Again, that is actually a development in the making for the Healthy Island 2050 vision. Now, ladies and gentlemen, this Talanoa is also timely for the Fiji National University, continuing to advance its strategic vision through implementing the university strategic plan, focusing on sustainability, innovation, research impact, industry, community transformation, and regional leadership. As the Pacific's premier dual sector university, we recognize the responsibility not only to educate and train future generations, but also to actively contribute towards solving some of the most pressing development challenges facing our region. Importantly, this conversation also resonates strongly with broader national transformation initiatives currently underway in Fiji, and that includes one of our biggest projects, the Vualiko project. This is under the Fiji government, sponsored by World Bank. The Fiji Tourism Development Program for Vanuatu, we're looking to the north. The North policy in Fiji is looking to Vanuatu, developing Vanuatu. It reflects a national commitment towards building resilient, sustainable, inclusive, community-centered developments, pathways for the Northern Division, and I mentioned yesterday the project in Taveuni. Through investment in resilient infrastructure, environmental sustainability, tourism development, community capacity building, renewable energy, climate resilience, and local enterprise support the initiative, recognizing that long-term national development must be grounded in people, communities, sustainability, and partnership. We recognize the importance of strengthening local systems, empowering communities, supporting sustainable livelihoods, investing in resilience, and ensuring that development remains inclusive and people-centered. The emphasis on community participation, environmental stewardship, climate resilience, and local economic empowerment reflects the same principle that underpins resilient and culturally grounded Pacific school food systems. At FNU, we continue to implement and we remain committed in supporting national and regional priorities through education, applied research, innovation, technical expertise, and community partnership. Through our various colleges, at FNU we have 5 colleges. I had the College of Medicine, Nursing and Health Sciences, where all our health cadres are trained. We have the College of Agriculture, Fisheries and Forestry. We have the College of Business, Hospitality and Tourism. We have College of Health, Education. Some of the participants are here from jail, Education and Law, and we have majority from SEPAT who are here in the room. So the 5 colleges, we actually try to work together and do activities together rather than in silos. Okay, technical and vocational education programs and regional collaborations, and we remain committed to supporting solutions that strengthen sustainable food security, climate adaptation, public health, inclusive economic growth across the Pacific and the wider regions. No single ministry or institution or organization can address these challenges alone. Lasting solutions requires partnership across education, health, agriculture, fisheries, environment, finance, private sector, civil society, and communities. The Pacific School Food Talanoa therefore provides an important platform for collective dialogue, knowledge exchange, regional collaboration, and practical action. For the past 2 days, we have engaged in conversations that have potential to shape stronger policies, influence investment, strengthen partnership, and support more resilient and culturally grounded school food systems across the Pacific. As a university, we are proud to support and host spaces such as this, because universities have a critical role to play in bringing together evidence, research, innovation, policy dialogue, and community knowledge. At the heart of today's discussion are our children and the future generation. When Pacific children have access to nutritious, safe, affordable, and culturally appropriate food, they are better able to learn, thrive, and contribute meaningfully to society. When schools support healthier food environments, they strengthen not only education systems, but the entire communities. Ladies and gentlemen, the Pacific has always been resilient. Our ancestors navigated vast oceans through knowledge, observation, cooperation, and courage. That same spirit, resilience, continue to guide us today as we confront modern challenges together. I encourage all participants throughout this Talanoa to engage openly, respectfully, and collaboratively in the true spirit of Pacific Talanoa. Let us listen to one another, learn from one another, work together towards practical and lasting solutions for our region. The well-being of Pacific children is inseparable from the well-being of Pacific communities, food systems, cultures, environments, and when we invest in school food system, we are investing not only in nutrition, but in education, resilience, sustainability, culture, and the future of the Blue Pacific itself. So on behalf of the Fiji National University, I thank you once again for being part of this important regional gathering, and I wish you all the best for this today's discussion to be a more productive, meaningful, and inspiring Pacific Food Talanoa. And thank you.